Hi, folks. Welcome to our next Frontlines Corner. It's been a minute since we've released one of these, and the reason is it's been a busy September. And the big feature from last week was the combination of UN General Assembly, many conferences, and of course, Climate Week in New York City. Climate Week in particular took up a lot of my time, and it was really inspiring to see all the sectors, all the talent, young, old, international, and national, coming together in our city to discuss this important and pressing issue, and one that is more and more clearly costing people livelihoods, money, time, treasure, danger, and really becoming a more and more real and present threat to humanity. And so that was a big topic last week here in New York. And I was reflecting a little bit on what I might share with you. And the fact is, sitting here in New York, just thinking about the nexus of the amount of power we have to help create and generate the solutions to the climate change challenge right here. See, climate change, in my opinion, is an extremely tough problem. It's particularly tough because it isn't something that just technology can solve. We've talked about that on this Frontlines Corner before. It's not something that government can solve alone, though. It's not something that just foundations and nonprofits can solve, or the education sector and bright minds. It takes everything. It's a real world problem. It is taking into account the effects on real industries, on the built environment. It has massive costs in insurance and in technology and deployment and project finance. It requires millions of new jobs, which is great, but also a challenge to upskill everybody into a new economy. And it's a cross-sector problem. If all the sectors aren't doing their parts, then we're not going to have a successful solution to this massive problem. Well, it's exactly those kinds of problems that New York excels at solving. We have all the sectors present here. We have every major industry in the world in some way headquartered or massively represented here in this town. Real estate in the built environment, where we can test out energy efficiency and batteries and new forms of energy. We have some of the top utility mines in the country here too. We have finance and insurance headquartered here, and those are going to be extremely important components to the solution. We have the retail sector, the advertising sector, basically all the components that you would need from the private sector to come up with solutions. What's more, we have a very supportive government at the state and the city level, and really across the state. There's amazing people, amazing organizations, from the state government to NYSERDA to the city of New York, that are doing everything they can, not only to generate research, but also to make it easier to permit and cite new projects, to upskill workers into the green economy. And that's really, really important. And then we have, of course, the education, nonprofit, and foundation sectors. I'm excited for the new Governor's Island facility that should open in a year or two. But the campuses of NYU, Columbia, and many others here in New York are generating some leading edge sustainability research. So all the components of the solution are here. They're all in the same place, and we're all used to working together. New York has led the future a lot in the past. We led the future with one of the first subway systems, with the kind of density of skyscrapers. We have solved urban and basically global problems many, many times in the past. And so it's time to do it again. New Yorkers are defined maybe best in the world by our brand of not having time for nonsense, of getting difficult jobs done, and of being able to do it together when the threats are really real. And the threat is real here. So I'm long New York's capability to help solve the climate challenge.